There's a quiet question many sisters often ask themselves: am I doing enough? Am I truly favored by Allah? You see other women around you. Some seem so close to Allah, so confident and so spiritually strong. And deep down you might wonder, am I one of them? But here's the truth most of us overlook. Being chosen by Allah isn't about being perfect. It's not about your beauty, your popularity, or how flawless your life appears online. Rather, it's about something deeper, something hidden within the heart. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam clearly told us, Allah does not look at your outward appearance or wealth, but He looks at your hearts and your actions. That means true elevation comes through sincerity, patience, kindness, and quiet acts of worship, qualities that often go unnoticed by the world, yet hold immense value with Allah. And there are certain powerful signs, 7 clear signs, that a woman carries a special connection with Allah. You might even recognize some of them within yourself. Let's uncover them one by one. Sign 1. Her heart feels at ease with Allah's decisions, even when life is hard. Life isn't always easy, especially for women today. You have responsibilities at home, pressure from society, expectations from family and friends, and maybe even a career pulling you in multiple directions. Sometimes it feels like no matter how hard you try, things never fall perfectly into place. But here's what makes certain women unique. When life gets tough, when things don't go according to plan, they don't panic or question Allah's wisdom. Instead, they find peace, knowing He's in control. They trust Allah's plan, even when it's painful, even when they don't fully understand it. Allah says in the Quran, Surah At-Talaq 65:3, "And whoever puts their trust in Allah, He will be enough for them." And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "How wonderful is the affair of the believer! Everything is good for them. If something good happens, they are thankful, and it is good for them. If something bad happens, they remain patient, and it is good for them." This means true believers, especially women deeply connected to Allah, see hardship not as punishment, but as preparation, because they know that Allah's plan is always better than their own, even if they don't fully understand it at the moment. These women remain calm in chaos, patient in struggle, and grateful in blessings, because they trust Allah completely. And it's this trust that makes them special. Sign 2. She protects her modesty and values her dignity. In today's world, modesty has become something people often misunderstand or even mock. Many around you might pressure you into believing that your worth is defined by how much attention or admiration you get from others. They tell you, "You're too conservative. It's just fashion. It's not that serious. You're missing out by not showing off your beauty." Yet a woman favored by Allah sees things differently. She knows her dignity and modesty aren't restrictions. They are her strength, her protection, and her honor. Allah beautifully clarifies this in the Quran, Surah Al-Ahzab 33:59. "O Prophet, tell your wives, your daughters, and the believing women to draw their cloaks, veils, over themselves. That is better, so they will be recognized and not harmed." Notice carefully, Allah Himself says, "That is better," meaning modesty isn't a limitation. It's a blessing designed specifically by Allah to elevate and protect you. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam confirmed this further when he said, "Modesty only brings goodness." But let's be honest, it's not easy to hold on to your modesty today. Society constantly pushes you to compromise your values, making you feel isolated or different for choosing dignity over popularity. Yet it's precisely your willingness to remain strong, confident, and dignified in the face of pressure that proves you are favored by Allah. Because the truth is, modesty is beautiful, even if society forgets it. Dignity is powerful even when others don't see it. Holding on to your values in a world trying to break them is one of the clearest signs Allah loves you deeply. Sign 3. She values her inner beauty more than her outer appearance. We live in a world that constantly tells women, your beauty is your value. If you don't look a certain way, you're not enough. You need likes, filters, makeup, or certain clothes to be accepted. And let's be honest, this pressure is exhausting. But some women simply refuse to fall into that trap. They know their true beauty isn't what they see in the mirror or what people say online. It's something far deeper. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ clearly told us, Allah does not look at your appearance or your possessions. Rather, He looks at your heart and deeds. Think about how powerful this is. Your worth in front of Allah is not defined by society's ever-changing standards of beauty. It is defined by your sincerity, your kindness, your generosity, and your connection with Allah. Yes, taking care of yourself is important. Islam encourages cleanliness and self-care. But when external beauty becomes the only goal, something vital is lost, the purity and beauty of the heart. Allah beautifully reminds us in Surah At-Tin 95 verse 4. We have certainly created mankind in the best form. So if you refuse to let society dictate how you see yourself, and if you understand clearly that your heart is more valuable than your appearance, then you're holding on to something deeply precious. Because in the end, beauty fades, but character and sincerity remain forever. And the one favored by Allah is the one who realizes this truth, lives by it, and inspires others to do the same. Sign 4. She refuses to let jealousy control her. Let's face it, social media has made jealousy and comparison more common than ever. Every day we scroll through endless photos of people's perfect lives. She's more beautiful. She has a nicer home. Her family looks happier. She's more successful. Before we realize it, our hearts become heavy with envy and bitterness. But the women Allah elevates above others refuse to fall into this trap. They feel genuinely happy when someone else succeeds because they know clearly that someone else's blessings don't take anything away from their own. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ warned us, beware of envy, for envy consumes good deeds just as fire consumes wood. Think about that. Jealousy doesn't just hurt feelings, it destroys good deeds we've worked so hard to build. Allah beautifully reminds us of the right mindset in the Quran, Surah An-Nisa 4:32. And do not wish for what Allah has given others above you. But how does this practically play out in today's life? Instead of feeling jealous when someone else gets married, she feels genuine happiness. Instead of feeling bitter when someone achieves something great, she congratulates sincerely. Instead of secretly competing, she focuses on her own growth and blessings. And this makes her powerful, because jealousy only weakens our hearts and blinds us to our own blessings. But gratitude and sincerity, they bring peace, strength, and inner joy that no amount of likes or followers can replace. Sign 5. She's patient, even when life doesn't go her way. Life has a funny way of testing patience, especially in today's fast-paced world. Let's be real. Most of us struggle with patience. We want results instantly. When something doesn't happen immediately, frustration quickly takes over. We become annoyed when traffic is slow. We panic when opportunities don't come instantly. We lose hope when our prayers aren't answered on our own timeline. But there are certain women who approach life very differently. When things don't go their way, they remain composed, patient, and hopeful, because they clearly understand something powerful. Allah's timing is always perfect, even when we don't see it. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Whoever remains patient, Allah will grant them patience. Nobody has been given a better and more abundant gift than patience. Think about how powerful that is. Patience isn't just waiting. It's waiting with the right attitude. It's about trusting Allah's wisdom over your own desires. Allah reminds us clearly in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah 2:153. O you who have believed, seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, Allah is with those who are patient. Yet today, patience is rare. Most people panic, get frustrated, or give up entirely when things don't happen exactly when they want. But a woman who is patient understands something deeper. She knows Allah's timing is better than hers. She trusts Allah even when her du'as take longer to be answered. She stays calm even when everyone else is panicking. And this patience, it makes her powerful in ways others can't ignore, because in the end, patience isn't weakness. It's true strength in a world that's forgotten how to wait. Sign 6. Her presence brings peace to those around her. Have you ever met someone whose presence instantly makes you feel calm and safe? This isn't just limited to women, it's something that anyone can feel deeply connected to. We all know that one person, when you speak with them, your heart feels lighter. When they're around, you find yourself feeling peaceful, hopeful, and optimistic. Their kindness and warmth comfort you. Even during your hardest days, why is their presence so special? Because their connection with Allah radiates peace, not just within them, but to everyone around them. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, beautifully described these believers. The example of the believer is like that of rain. You do not know if its beginning is better or its end. Think about this carefully. Rain doesn't choose where to fall. It simply benefits everyone it touches. Similarly, a person deeply favored by Allah naturally benefits everyone around them, regardless of gender, age, or background. Allah describes these beloved souls clearly in the Quran. Truly, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find peace. Their closeness to Allah fills them with peace, and that peace naturally spreads to others. But let's be honest, today's world is full of tension, stress, and negativity. Many people unknowingly spread anxiety, gossip, and bitterness. Yet a person truly favored by Allah stands out. They listen patiently when others speak. They offer comforting words instead of harsh criticism. They make dua sincerely for others, even without being asked. And this beautiful quality isn't exclusive. It's available to every believer who sincerely connects to Allah, whether a woman or a man. In short, their faith becomes so powerful, it doesn't just benefit them, it touches everyone they meet. Sign 7. She honors and respects her husband and finds strength in doing so. Today, one of the most misunderstood concepts is the relationship between husband and wife in Islam. Society often teaches women, you don't need to respect anyone. Listening to your husband makes you weak. Independence means never compromising. But Islam clarifies this relationship beautifully, with love, balance, and mutual respect. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, explained clearly, if a woman prays her 5 daily prayers, fasts during Ramadan, protects her chastity, and obeys her husband, it will be said to her, enter paradise from whichever gate you wish. Think about how powerful that promise is. Allah gives a woman a direct path to Jannah simply for showing kindness, love, and respect to her husband. This isn't about being weak, it's about true strength, emotional intelligence, and choosing harmony over constant conflict. But let's be clear, respecting your husband doesn't mean tolerating injustice or abuse. Islam clearly teaches mutual love, respect, and kindness. Allah says in Surah Ar-Rum 30:21, and among his signs is that he created for you spouses from yourselves, that you may find tranquility in them, and He placed between you affection and mercy. Notice carefully, Allah mentions affection and mercy. This isn't about control or dominance, it's about mutual respect, understanding, and peace. Yet today, many marriages struggle because spouses see each other as competitors rather than as companions. Arguments erupt easily, egos clash, homes become battlefields instead of places of peace. But women favored by Allah understand clearly, respecting your husband doesn't diminish your strength, it enhances it. Honoring him doesn't take away your dignity, it brings harmony into your home. Being supportive and obedient within Islamic boundaries to a righteous husband isn't oppression, it's your strength and pathway to paradise. When a home is filled with mutual respect, kindness, and love, it becomes the safest and most peaceful place on earth. My dear sisters, being favored by Allah doesn't mean you have an easy, perfect, or problem-free life. It means Allah has gifted you something far greater: strength, patience, a heart filled with sincerity. Because true favor in Islam isn't defined by outward beauty, wealth, or popularity. It's defined by your character, your faith, your relationship with Allah. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Indeed, Allah does not look at your outward appearance or your wealth, but He looks at your hearts and your actions." That means your true value lies within. Your kindness, your patience, your humility, the way you treat others, and above all, the way you connect with Allah. And if you ever feel exhausted or unappreciated, remember clearly, your patience is seen by Allah, even if people don't notice. Your kindness is recorded, even when no one thanks you. Your struggles are witnessed by Allah, even if others overlook them. Make this simple dua today. Ya Allah, fill my heart with patience, strength, and sincerity. Make me among the women you truly love, and never let me feel distant from you. If this message touched your heart, comment below, Ya Allah, make me among the women you favor. Your words might inspire someone else to draw closer to Allah. And don't forget, liking and subscribing costs nothing, but it helps spread reminders that bring us all closer to Allah. May Allah bless your heart, strengthen your soul, and grant you peace and happiness in this life and the next. Ameen.